Hi, welcome back. This is such a fun topic. This is detective time with symbols. Spirit and the angels will start to give you symbols, and you have to be the one to kind of figure out what they mean. And you have to help the person you're doing the reading for figure out what they mean for them too sometimes. Sometimes they know right away, and sometimes they have no idea. So, what I tell people right away with readings is that I say, I get from spirit, it's almost like charades. I get pieces to a puzzle, and you're going to have to help me put those pieces together. So I may get a piece here and a piece here, but you're going to have to help me put this puzzle together. And that seems to help people kind of get the idea that this is a little work involved on their part and my part. So, when I first started connecting to spirit, I really didn't know what a lot of things meant. So it really took me a little while to work with my client to figure out, well, what did this mean to them? And, that gave me then the definition. Like in the beginning, I would sometimes see somebody throwing a wreath in the water, and I had no idea what that meant. But to many of my clients, it was a military service that when they throw a wreath in the water, they were honoring the person that has passed on. So, I figured out, okay, so anytime I saw someone, I saw a spirit throwing a wreath in the water, I knew exactly what it was, so I could tell the person. But I didn't know what that meant. So it took me a little while to figure that out. So spirit will give us things that your client will know that you might not know, or you might know. You may see a rose and say, I'm seeing a rose. And the best way with symbols is to just tell the person what you're seeing. Don't interpret it right away. Just tell them what you're seeing, because usually the symbol is the message. So if you see a rose, the person might say, oh my God, roses, something that, she always gave me, and that makes total sense. Or I put a rose on the coffin, or, there's some significance to a rose, and it should make sense to the person. So you'll get all kinds of interesting things. I was doing a reading for someone, and I saw a letter, like mail, and I was like, why am I seeing a letter? Did you get a letter in the mail? So I was asking the person, did something come? Did you get a letter in the mail? And it was so funny because it turned out that the client got an email of some really important news that the spirit was trying to say. I saw that exciting news that came in the email, but I got the symbol as a letter, because how else is the spirit going to get across to me email? That would be kind of hard. So you have to realize that a lot of times it's hard for spirits to get some of the information across to us, that we have to be very flexible with that. If you were to just think, well, how would you describe yourself in symbols? Like if you were passed on and you were trying to give a medium some ideas about you, how would you describe yourself? Like what symbols would you use? So it's a lot harder than you think it is. That's why a lot of times the feeling, when your clairsentience comes in, it's a little easier because you can feel things and it's not as symbolic. Or if you hear things, that's also helpful. But when you see symbols, you see things, you have to kind of help the person you're doing the reading for figure out what those symbols mean. And then sometimes you'll get a symbol and it's not clear, and you would think that the spirits giving you the symbol would know that the symbol's not clear, but they don't seem to. Like I'll get a symbol and I'll be like, it's kind of blurry, I can't see it. And I'll say to them, I can't see it. And it's so cool. It's almost like they put it under a microscope and they start to sharpen the image little by little. But I have to keep saying, I still can't make it out. I still can't make it out until I get to the point where I really can see it. I had a reading, and this was really cool. This woman's mom had passed on, and she was showing me a document, and I knew it was like an official document. And so I was telling the person, your mom's showing me this document and it's official. It's like an official document. And she's saying something isn't right with this document. And the client was just kind of like agreeing, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure. It could be a couple of things. So I couldn't see the document. So I said to Spirit, I can't see. Can you make that clearer? And and then I could see that it was a certificate. So then I said to the client, it looks like it's a certificate of some kind. And she just kind of nodded. And so then I asked Spirit again, can you make it a little clearer? And I saw a death certificate. And then I said to the client, oh, it's a death certificate. And then then I felt something's wrong with this death certificate. So again, this was the way that Spirit's communicating visually and then feeling something's wrong with this certificate. I couldn't figure out what was wrong, but something was wrong with it. So when I told the client, I said, something's wrong with this death. It's a death certificate and something's wrong with it. She almost fell off her chair. She was like, oh my God. She goes, my mom's death certificate, the date of her death is wrong because it was the day of her sister's birthday, and she didn't want to have the date that she died and her birthday on the same day, and it was close enough so that the coroner put it to the next day. So the Spirit was cracking up. She was like putting 2 thumbs up that they got away with doing that, and that she was so happy that they did that. So it was so funny, but it's interesting to me that the spirit world didn't really know. I couldn't see it. So we have to be, we have to realize it's not easy for them. And we have to ask for what we need and what we want. And so that was a really good example of a symbol not being so clear. So if you see something, if you see an image of something and you really can't make it out, don't stop there. Ask questions. It's so important to ask questions. So I want you to ask your angels to give you a symbol of some kind so that you can work with this and you can see how a symbol comes to you, and then how would you describe it to the person and what would it mean to you. It's really a good thing to do so that you get used to, it's almost like a sign language of sorts, getting used to seeing things and then trying to interpret it. And it's very challenging. I find it to be a lot of fun. I'll get something, I'll be like, well, I don't know what that is, but I'll just say what I'm seeing. So even if I just see a shape, like if I say I'm seeing, like it looks like a steering wheel, I don't know, and then usually the client will jump in and say, I know what that is. But if they don't, then you just keep asking the Spirit, can you please make that a little clearer so that I know what that means? Okay, so it's definitely a form of sign language with the visual stuff. When they give you symbols, like I'll get a symbol, I'll see a birthday cake, and I know that that Spirit is telling me that it's someone's birthday, either in spirit or someone living. When I see a birthday cake, I just see the cake with candles in it. So I'll say, was someone's birthday? Was it just someone's birthday? Was somebody's birthday coming up? And I've figured out now that means that Spirit's way of saying happy birthday, if it is a person that's still alive. If they say, oh yeah, my birthday's in a couple of days, then I would say, okay, that's your way of your mom saying happy birthday to you. So you'll get, symbols that are kind of universal, and you'll get symbols that are symbols that I know a lot of psychics that will get cards, and that really helps them. So if the Spirit gives them a tarot card, they know exactly what that tarot card means, so that they can tell the person, well, this is what it means in the tarot, so this is what I think that your mom is trying to get across. So whatever symbols are common to you is what Spirit will use. Anything that's in your memory bank, Spirit has access to and will pull out. And they will also use people that you know. A lot of times my mom will pop up in the reading, and I know my mom's not passed on, so I know it's not her, but it might be some parallel to my mom. Either her name, or that she was really religious, or that she wore glasses. There's always a parallel when they bring a person in. So you really have to kind of say, okay, what does this symbol mean to me? Or what does this mean to the person that I'm doing the reading for? And together you act like a little detective and you figure it out. And it's fun because it's like, okay, this is what I'm getting. And do you know what it means? And if they're like, no, then we're like, okay, well, let's see if we could figure it out. And if neither one of us can figure it out, then usually that means that they should check with a family member. Because those spirits are very clever. They know sometimes to give information that the person is going to have to go check with other people, so that they will get the messages from the reading. So sometimes spirits will do that on purpose to give them something that they're not going to know, but they have to check, say, with their mother or their brother. So it's very convenient on their behalf. The spirits are always looking out for our family's best interest and trying to get their messages across. So, work on your symbols. What do you think spirit would give to you? What would be some of your common symbols? Like I get roses a lot. I get jewelry. I see jewelry a lot. I'll see, the birthday cakes. And then sometimes I'll just see something that's important to them. Like I did a reading for this girl, and I was seeing block letters, and it almost looked to me like Scrabble pieces. But this girl had done for her friend like these block letters of her name and both of their names together. So the spirit was trying to validate that she saw what her friend did in memorial for her. So it was really sweet. So sometimes things will come in that don't make any sense and really don't have a lot of symbolic meaning to me, but it does to the person that you're sitting with. So that's really fun. And you have to just, whatever you get, no matter how crazy it seems, you want to give it, because the more you trust what you get, the more you get. So if you get something and you don't say it, it kind of blocks things a little bit. So anytime you get any symbol or thought or a feeling, just say it. When you connect with spirit, it's pretty quick. The information comes in pretty quick, and you want to say everything that you get, and you don't want to hold back. Okay, so those are symbols. If you have any questions, just contact me. It's really a fun way of communicating. It's a little bit like sign language. It's fun. So give it a shot. Ask your angels to give you some symbols, or ask people that have passed on to give you a symbol or two, and see what comes into your mind. And again, you have to remember to stay relaxed and to let the information float to you. The minute we start thinking, you're done. You're not going to get any information. You have to really be in that right brain mind, which is very relaxed and very carefree. And the information almost feels like it's floating in, and it comes into the front part of your brain. It's not coming in from like your thinking part. The way you can test that is that you can say, okay, let me do a grocery list. So when you're writing a grocery list in your mind, you see that information's coming from the front part of your brain. But when you get information from a spirit, it floats in and it bounces in a different way. You'll be able to distinguish this the more you practice, but it's really fun. So let me know if you have any questions, and welcome to the world of symbols. Everything means something, and it's up to us to help our clients figure out. It's up to us to help them put the pieces of the puzzle together. What is the spirit trying to tell me? And don't forget, you can ask them a million questions. You don't want to be thinking questions, but you can say, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting this. And you're not really leaving the receptive brain too much when you do that. You have to be careful with asking too many questions, because that does put you in the left side of brain, and you don't want to go there. You want to stay in that right side receiving brain. So, it's really fun with all the different symbols that you get. I've had so many different symbols, I can't really even keep track of them, but it's just so fun. And every spirit will give different things or similar things. So, enjoy it and have fun, and let me know how you do. Have a great day.